Let's bring in former FBI agent James Gagliano, former Secret Service agent Paul Eklof, and the first woman to ever work on the protective detail for an FBI director, NewsNation law and justice contributor Jennifer Coffindaffer. Coffindaffer, you're new to this conversation. Gags has been helping me for 15 years. Eklof is new to the family, but he's been my man on this. So let me get you to add to the stew. What do you think about the state of understanding and what troubles you most as an unknown?
What troubles me most is what did the advance team put out? In other words, there's an advance team that goes out. We know in this situation, they were there 5 days before the event. What did they put together in their SMEAC? And was that inept or was it not followed? We really don't know those questions. We don't know if we'll ever see this operations plan, but I can tell you it was probably a combination of both.
Gags, you know one of the guys who testified, right?
Yeah, Chris, actually, Deputy Director Paul Abate was a young SWAT agent when I was a senior team leader in the New York office, and he's a good man. But boy, he's got thrown into the stew here with the new acting Secret Service director. And look, Chris, you pointed it out about the grandstanding and the theater. If Congress, if the Senate and the House really wanted to get answers on this, they can't do it in open session. It just gives politicians an opportunity to grandstand. Go into closed session. Ask the questions. Jennifer pointed them out. You know, the interoperability between the different teams. And Chris, you mentioned at the top, are there too many teams? The Secret Service does not have the resources to do every single event without the support from local law enforcement. Yes, there's got to be better synergy. Yes, there are interoperability issues, and these things are going to come out in the investigation, but we got to give that time to happen.
I agree with Gags, Paul. The problem is the American people don't have trust in the investigative process, especially by Congress. We need to see it and hear it, even though most people won't pay attention, because we won't trust what they say happened in closed doors. And they'll put out the transcript, they'll say the transcript's incomplete, et cetera, et cetera. What did you learn that adds to your understanding, and what new questions does it raise, Paul?
Well, I learned more about the communications failures, and seeing some of the videos today really troubled me because we had officers surrounding that building for at least a minute with guns drawn.
Yeah.
There was a huge communications failure in the command post. Information should have made it to the shift. What I saw today, though, was something we have not seen before in these testimonies. I saw passion. Acting Director Rowe showed real passion for what he's doing and defending the men and women who still stand posts today. He laid on that roof and he was ashamed. But I would say that there need to be systemic changes. It is leadership at the Secret Service that has failed from the top that allowed these failures on the field on Saturday.
Coffindaffer, help me understand. Why would you radio and say there's a guy on the roof with a gun instead of immediately doing something and radioing maybe while in process? But why wasn't all action towards the threat?
Well, my understanding is, first of all, he was up there. I can picture this sort of wobbling as he's being hoisted up there. And he looks, and the shooter apparently trained the rifle at him for a second. He ducks, gets out of the way. A radio transmission goes in. But this is the problem, Chris. It's very root. Why in the world weren't radios exchanged? We do this in the simplest of operations, a drug exchange. I've got the locals radio. They've got one of our radios. This is a catastrophic failure in terms of administration of this operation.
Well, listen, I have to say, I really do appreciate you guys providing the calm and the context as people who did the job and understand the process. And we got to keep going step by step, because what we're going against is what fills the vacuum of the unknown, which right now is, this is what somebody wanted to happen. I am fighting against that because I don't have proof of it, and it is such a dangerous idea. So thank you for helping me connect the dots. They'll lead where they do. Jennifer Coffindaffer, Paul Eklof, Gags, James Gagliano, thank you very much, each and all. To be continued. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.